to our ICANN Goulburn Murray showcase. We are so pleased to share with you some of the amazing autistic people and their supporters who have been involved in ICANN Goulburn Murray over the past few years. I admit I was a little worried about preparing a showcase for this year's expo. Not many of us would consider 2020 a year worth showcasing. I am, however, an optimistic believer that there is good to be found in every situation, and I am pleased to say this is no exception. It has been an absolute joy to connect with so many of our students and mentors, to see their lights shine, and to be reminded of the ICANN journey we have had the privilege of walking together. In this showcase, you will hear from some of our ICANN students from a variety of Catholic, government and independent schools across our region. You will hear about the ICANN journey of some of our team, school staff and parents. Our resident quizmaster, Tom, will also be presenting some quiz questions for you to think about during the showcase. Tom's quizzes are a regular feature of our programs, and we hope you enjoy taking part. If there is one word I would use to describe ICANN Goulburn Murray, it is genuine. As a region, we have grown and flourished through our genuine relationships and connections. By being genuine to who we are as individuals, we have embraced each other's differences, talents, and unique personalities. This has created an enabling environment and allowed our team members and students to thrive. We hope you enjoy learning a little bit more about our region through this showcase, and we look forward to the possibility of connecting with you in the future.
Question 1. In chess, what color always moves first? 2. What is the Indian currency? 3. In what year did the First World War end? The answer to question 1 is white always moves first in chess. Question 2, the Indian currency is the rupee. 3, the First World War ended in 1918.
I'm interested in Star Trek mainly, but I'm also interested in acting.
Very interested in video editing. I've been a big fan of video editing ever since I watched YouTube videos.
My interests are cars, CFA and farming.
Paramedics, roaring,
soccer and football.
AFL.
Spending a lot of time working out and doing a lot of exercise.
I'm starting to get into a bit of exercising as well.
I really like fish. I have several fish tanks in my house.
Plants and poultry.
Chickens, I'm very interested in chickens. We have some chicks hatching in a few days.
I have 3 peacocks, 2 females and a male, and I have 18 chickens.
Very interested in my guinea pigs and learning about them.
My interests are gaming.
Play video games and some Lego.
Lego, maths, gaming, and making new friends.
I was involved with the ICANN network since grade 6, which was 3 years ago, and I was part of the Imagination Club.
Imagination Club.
I've been mentoring at ICANN for so long.
And I have done the secondary
mentoring.
Then I did secondary mentoring in year 7.
Attending a mentoring program, and I have also attended an online mentoring program.
I've done ICANN at school.
I was a part of the ICANN program last year with a selection of students from other schools, including a small select few from the school that I go to. I was a part of the ICANN Expo. I did a speaking part where I was talking about the videos that I make and the stuff I create.
I've been involved in ICANN for probably 4 years now, I want to say. I've done a lot of things with ICANN. Before the school program, before I was old enough to do that, I was going to boards down in Melbourne, and I was also getting photos taken.
About 2 years ago, I was invited to do it, and I've done it for 2 years now, and it's been really fun.
I started with the ICANN back in 2017 when they first came to the Goulburn Murray region. I started off as a mentee then. So that was when I was in year 10. And during year 11, I started helping out with the Imagination Club. So I was doing that as well as a mentoring program. In year 12, I didn't do as much as what I would normally do. And in this last year, I've done more mentoring as an actual mentor and not a mentee. The ICANN network helped me out through school with stuff like teamwork, communication, and meeting other autistic kids. It's a really great help when it allows you to see what it does to other autistic kids as well to help you as well as you to help them. Because during my final years of school, we end up having to do a lot of teamwork projects, and that gets really complicated without the communication or working together. Some of the skills I developed through being a trainee mentor was working with younger kids and helping them accept that they're autistic, as well as teaching them how to do stuff such as working together as a team and communicating between each other, as well as organizing myself to do stuff like many things, which I could or could not mention, but probably best not to. That'd take forever. As well as dealing with certain situations that you don't get much experience through doing other stuff. Now that I'm working with the ICANN as a paid mentor, some of the things that I enjoy is working with the younger generations of autistic kids, as well as some other circumstances that allow them in. We get to do a lot of stuff with them, as well as teaching them some of the really basic stuff. And I really enjoy working with a team with other people who enjoy working with autistic kids. A couple of my highlights with my time with the ICANN network was doing the 5th birthday breakfast speech. I got put onto a panel and got to speak in front of very important people. And one of the other things was a camp I got to go on, which was actually really fun. And I also got to work with other autistic kids who really need the help.
Question 4. According to the opening narration in the Star Trek franchise, space is the final... 5. On the 1st of February in 2003, what space shuttle disintegrated upon re-entry, killing all crew? 6. What metal is represented on the periodic table by the letters Ti? 4. Space is the final frontier. 5. The space shuttle that disintegrated in midair upon re-entry was Columbia. 6. Ti represents titanium on the periodic table.
I like how inclusive it is.
Enjoyed being able to be myself and explore freely.
There's no wrong answers. People are allowed to share their interests without getting judged for it.
I enjoy being able to talk about things that I enjoy, and ICANN is very good at embracing that.
Hanging around people who have passions for certain things, so you probably talk about it more than your passion more than normal, because like people would normally get annoyed where people I can don't normally or ever.
And all the group skills that we learn together. I learned a bit of group skills from ICANN.
It's you learn valuable skills whilst being in a very carefree environment.
Things I most like about it is the teamwork we do, meeting people from other schools, and then we do lots of fun activities with them.
There were some games that I really liked, like the Lego challenge. I really liked that one. It's really fun. I think other people will really like that one.
I'll probably like how we talk and we go to play games and we get to know each other very well about autism and all that.
It's a space where you can kind of share things that maybe you wouldn't want to share with other people that don't always know what you're going through, I guess.
Something I've gotten out of ICANN is a place where I can just relax and let down my guard and just be, just exist and not have to be focusing on a bazillion things at once.
I felt a little bit more, included. I also felt a bit less shy to share my interests more with people.
Being braver to talk to people.
With the ICANN group, what it's most helped me with is my confidence with making friends and public speaking.
A lot to do with social situations and what I'm able to take out of them and how I'm able to be in them more. Like, 4 years ago, I guess if you asked me to go up to the school canteen and get something from there, I just would be too scared to do it. But now I can do it, with not even a second thought, or, go buy bread, or, talking to people I might not know or have anything, common interests. I can do that,
Well, mostly, no matter what your really what your interests are, hobbies, or even what experience, you can make a good leader and help with teamwork. Right. Because everybody has good ideas.
We can learn to keep on going no matter how hard things get.
During ICANN sessions, we do say good news. We play some games. We sometimes at the end of the sessions we do shout outs, and we also get to share about our interests.
Start of each session, you talk about, something that you've done during the week that was, that you're impressed with or that you've done, which is always nice. Like if I've done something interesting, I can share it with a heap of people, or, somebody else has done something interesting.
With the ICANN groups, we get to do ICANN talks, which we talk about our hobbies that we do. So pretty much with me, it's anything to do with engines or something to do with CFA. Then we do the teamwork activities, which we pretty much become a leader and then help other people that need it. And finally, we do activities with different schools like the expos. And then we sometimes might do stuff with our own little groups, which are pretty much 2 different schools.
We just meet up and do activity things.
We mostly play games.
We play lots of games.
We do a lot of games.
I do remember we made a little tower with, I think, spaghetti sticks that hadn't been, boiled. And as well, we had marshmallows as little supports as well. We play a selection of games. Like, I think we played a bit of silent ball a couple of times.
Group activities to learn how to work in groups and feel more comfortable working with other people.
Useful for coordination, teamwork, and leadership.
7. Salvador Dali's iconic painting, The Persistence of Memory, prominently features what melting household item? 8. In the Harry Potter franchise, how many Horcruxes were created by Lord Voldemort? 9. In Roman numerals, what number is represented by XII? 7. The persistence of memory prominently features melting clocks. 8. 7 Horcruxes were created by Lord Voldemort. 9. XII in Roman numerals equals 12.
Hi, I'm Sherelle. I have twin boys, both on the spectrum, and they're 10 years old, and they were fortunate enough to be involved with a inter-school imagination club.
Hi, my name's Nadine. I'm a proud mum of 2 autistic sons. Both my boys have been involved with the ICANN network for the last 4 or 5 years. Originally, I was quite cynical, so I went to one of the information sessions up here in Kyabram and was absolutely blown away by the program and all its positiveness, which is what we brought into our children.
Yes, my boys enjoyed the Imagination Club. They enjoyed the activities, the interaction with other students and teachers as well. Yeah, and they were very, very excited to attend every session. Many benefits of my boys attending the program. They were able to use their social skills that they've been learning at therapy in a safe environment with other students and teachers. They also were able to be themselves in a safe and comfortable environment where everybody understood them. As I said, they just loved the program. They were always excited to go.
The ICANN network has meant to my boys that they are now more confident to speak about their autism, whereas before they would have kept it relatively quiet. My youngest one, who is 14 now, used to stand up in front of class and at the start of the year explain who he was and what autism was and that he was a proud autistic. My oldest one has actually started with the ICANN network about 5 years ago now. He has gone from being a participant to being a trainee mentor to now absolutely loving mentoring other young people. He has spoken out in front of people that he doesn't know in completely different circumstances. The boys have just grown so much from the program. All my friends are sick of hearing me telling them about how much my boys have grown and what the program means to us as a family. And they've all enrolled their children in the programs too, in various schools in the area. So it has been amazing to see the program grow and to see the difference in not only my own children, but the other children that I know that I've seen grow. I know at one particular information session, my eldest son was speaking for the first or second time, and there was a mother behind me in tears who could picture her child doing all these things and growing the way that my sons have.
My message to parents would be, yes, if you are able to join an imagination club, do it. There are so many benefits, not only for the parents, but for the school and your child as well. Being a part of a group, completing an activity, they were able to be heard. They were able to have a voice and have their opinion. They were also able to talk about things that they were interested in to an audience who were interested in it, and that is greatly encouraged. And it's just a massive confidence boost for them who is involved. I know that when my boys would come home from the program from that day at school, they were just so happy. It was a massive change just in their day by having this imagination club to go to be able to be themselves, to be comfortable in their own skin, and to be heard. It made a massive difference to our afternoons.
Would I recommend the ICANN program to anybody else? Without a doubt, 110%. It is the best thing that you can do as a parent for your autistic child. My kids now all speak in town to other program participants in the supermarket. It's hi and how are you? And we've even met one of the other teachers in Melbourne from one of the other schools, and my boys have spoken to her. So it's broadened their horizons, it's broadened their friendship circles. So yeah, 110% enroll the kids. It is the best thing that you will ever do.
ICANN was an inspirational program that our autistic students went to. We had several of our students attend, which was great because they got to know each other and not realising that they were all a little bit different and a little bit the same. The best comment I had from the students that I took there was that they didn't find they were out of place. It was okay for them to say what they thought, and they were never ostracised for it. They felt included, they felt like they belonged. And for kids like this, it's just so important for them to feel belonging to a group that, doesn't poke faces at them, and it gives them the strength to acknowledge their difference and call it their superpower, and be happy for the things that they can do really well.
ICANN network has definitely improved and benefited our school and our community. A lot of the students who work within the ICANN network have really found a sense of community within the larger community because they're able to find people who understand them and support them as they are. And it was really interesting to watch how it sort of spread out from the smaller ICANN group into the school, the larger school community, and therefore into the wider community, regarding just being confident with being autistic, rather than seeing autism as being a negative or seeing being autistic as being a burden or meaning that you're broken. It's actually been seen as an opportunity to understand ourselves better, and that it opens up that dialogue around what makes you you, rather than, oh, you're autistic. Even just the tone of the use of that word autistic has changed, and we now see staff actually asking questions like, what would you actually prefer? What works for you? Rather than just going, oh, okay, and making assumptions. It's opened up that dialogue to a degree that I think has been very helpful, not only for students, but for the wider community as well.
10. What do you measure on the Richter scale? 11. What is the world's longest river? 12. Emeralds are usually found in what color? 10. The Richter scale is used to measure the power of earthquakes. 11. The world's longest river is the Nile in Africa. 12. Emerald gemstones are usually found in the color green. I'm Tom Diamond, and I've been a mentor with ICANN Group since 2017. This is now my 4th year. It's been an unusual one. And my talk today is about traveling. So when I was, well, pretty much all my life really, I was very intimidated by traveling, even though I very much wanted to do it. I had no idea how people traveled on their own. I was always very impressed by it, especially large metropolitan areas that we went to, mainly Melbourne. I always wanted to travel by myself, but I had absolutely no idea how to do it, and I would always be with my mum, and she would just seem to know the area like the back of her hand, and I would be like, how do you do this? Because I really and I really wanted to know how to do that by myself, so I could travel. I mean, because there were a lot of places that I wanted to go to, but would have had to travel to on my own to actually do that. And it was a school excursion we went to during year 12. They took us down to Melbourne and taught us how to use the public transport system. And it was after spending a few days doing that I actually started to figure it out and start to memorize the layout of the place. And it was only a year later that I started traveling to Melbourne by myself, often staying several nights. And since then, I've done it more times than I can remember. And it's been very, very beneficial, because I've traveled to countless places that I'd always wanted to go to, and in the process found lots of new places as well, and had some very, very amazing experiences. One such experience that's very much a standout is I discovered completely by accident, I discovered a retro cinema in Melbourne called the Astor. It's been there since I think before the 1930s. And I discovered an event. They were holding an event to celebrate the 50th anniversary of 2001: A Space Odyssey, which, see there, is one of my all-time favorite movies. It has been since I was in year 4, so since 2007. And as part of this 50th anniversary event, they were actually having the 2 original actors from the movie 50 years later attending the cinema for talks. And I went and met them, and I had them sign some of my collectibles, including this beautiful treasure, which is a laser disc. You can see their signatures there. There's Keir Delea and Gary Lockwood. This was released for the 25th anniversary, and I had it signed for the 50th. You don't know what these are. These are laser discs. They're kind of a proto DVD. They never really became more popular than VHS tapes for reasons that should be quite obvious by now. Along with their size, they were also not nearly as capacious as modern DVDs. So even though these are giant, these can't contain nearly as much data as modern DVDs do, to the point where this movie actually comes on, I think, 3 discs. You have to turn them over halfway through each one. So they never really took off. There's me with Keir Delea, and there's Gary Lockwood just in the background there. That's just one standout special experience, and there have been countless others as well, such as one earlier this year where I met the second James Bond. And so the point is that although learning to travel by yourself, especially in large metro areas, it is difficult at first and can be stressful. It is very much worth persevering through and learning, because the benefits are countless. And if you explore, you'll find lots of cool stuff. It's also very confidence building as well when you realize that you can travel independently, go anywhere you want, whenever you want. It's very fun, and you can be sure that I'm going to travel down to Melbourne as soon as it reopens to do more collectible hunting. "13. What is usually meant when a flag is flown at half-mast? 14. How many cards are there in a standard deck of playing cards? 15. Final question. What 3-word phrase often appears at the end of the Looney Tunes films? "13. When a flag is flown half-mast, this means halfway up the pole. This is usually done when an important person has died, such as a major politician or someone who might be considered a national hero. It's also often done after national tragedies. 14. There are 52 cards in a standard playing card deck. And 15, the 3-word phrase that often appears at the end of the Looney Tunes films is, "That's all, folks!"